Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an overview slash first impressions, I don't know what to call it, to do for you on the TRM, or Three Rivers Manufacturing Holey Nerd. That's Holey, Holey Nerd, because it has a hole in it now. Used to just have this sort of logo thing right here, but it wasn't a pass-through, it was just a little indent, which made it kind of hard for people to do this, which it's still hard for me to do because it's such a small knife. I'm getting used to it a little bit. You can see there, right-handed, I can get it down pretty good. Still struggling left-handed, but you can see there I got it. So it's a bit of a learning curve. It's just such a tiny knife. For example, size-wise, if you want to look at it, here's the Brian Brown Knives Jaeger M, which is not a huge knife in any sense of the word. Here's the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt, not a big knife, 3.1, something like that. You can see there, it's just very tiny. Some comparables, let's see what we have. Might be the Serge Panchenko Leaf. Don't know where I put it, so that's not good. Where did I put the knife? I don't know. I think I have a stack of stuff that I want to sell somewhere. Oh, yeah, it's in the case, so never mind. But anyway, it's very small is the point, right? And it's cool. I like it. I picked it up at Blade Show. I actually reached out to Marianne and was like, hey, any chance you guys would hold one for me for the show? And they were like, well, we can't hold a titanium one, a marbled carbon fiber one. Those are all gone or spoken for, or they were just sold at the show. So they were going to hold a Techwood rosewood one for me. Because I was exhibiting, I didn't know when I could get over there. And I got over there like day 2, and they still had these on the table, so I just bought one. So anyway, it was very nice of them. It was $180, I believe, in rosewood Techwood and this stone-washed finished 20 CV blade. I'm just assuming it's 20 CV. Yep. It's a really good grind. They do a flat grind, but it's a pretty tall blade, so it comes down to a good edge. Pretty thin stock to begin with. I think this is going to be a fantastic little EDC. I mean, shipping labels, packages, they have no chance with this thing, right? My problem with it is just the sheer size. Like, I just don't know if I can manipulate it and then hold it comfortably. Like, this is okay, this grip, but I do feel like I want a bigger choil so I can just choke up like this. I'd rather have a little less blade and more choil, but I think a lot of people holding this are going to have small hands, so this makes sense. It does work in this grip just fine, and I'd probably be holding it a lot like this, so we'll see. My instinct is to immediately try to offload it because that's what I do with knives that I know I'm not going to keep long term or something, but part of me is like intrigued with it and wants to give it a longer term shot, so I think I may do that. We'll see what happens. I'm getting the hang of the righty flick really well. I put a little KBL heavy on the detent ball. I have not touched the pivot. It's not walking. It's very tight in all directions. And the KBL heavy helped a little bit for helping it drop a little bit. I think it just depends on where I'm holding the lock bar. So hold on. Let's see if I get it down here. There you go. You can see it falls a little bit with a little shakedown. It's not bad. And you got to close it like that. Left-handed, you can do the crossover move and then close it down. Oh, no, never mind. Crossover move. Let's see. I got to use my finger to close it down. So you can just do this as well. It's not the best disengaging because the way the lock bar is, there's this hump right here where it engages, and I want to push right here. And it's just a little bit awkward. You really should be down here when you're disengaging. So just a matter of learning, I think. You'll see there, sometimes I don't disengage the bar all the way. It's just a tiny knife. And I do struggle to flick it. I can't even thumb open it left-handed because of how small it is. Like, there we go. It's just really hard to get a good enough grip and not feel like I'm letting it go and still roll it out. You kind of have to do it in 2 parts, you know. So I don't know. I think it's meant to be tiny, but I think it's also meant to be for small, medium hands and not for a large glove-sized hand like myself, if that makes sense. But I do like it enough that I want to hang on to it for now anyway. That does not mean I won't turn around tomorrow and let it go, but I really wanted to check one out. That was the main thing, and I did. I got to. It's super lightweight. Would just disappear in your pocket. I mean, as a secondary knife, or even a primary for an office carry, I think this would be phenomenal. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I really like it. I think it's cool. I think aesthetically, we could run through my normal rundown. Aesthetically, I think it looks good. It's got the nerd thing going on. The shadow is based off of it. I like it. I do. Is it my favorite design? No, it's a little bit tall and a little bit, you know, sort of goofy around here, but I love the blade shape. It gives me vibes of the CKF Evo. Kind of got a little mini Evo thing going on, in my opinion. I don't know if that's blasphemy of some sort, but that's what it reminds me of. So, does it look anything like the Growler? No, not really. So, I'll have to design something to look like it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, and then like I said, ergonomics, it's just a little small. You just got to be careful. If I were to hold it like I want to and bear down, I'm going to slice the shit out of my fingers. So I just need to back off a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's super comfortable for a tiny knife. Yeah, it fits the hand really well. I think I still prefer the Neutron. But the Neutron's more of a, you know, regular size knife versus this, right? This is meant to be small, legal in a lot of places, that kind of thing. The carry, I haven't carried this, to be honest, but I can guarantee it's going to be good. You got a big loop over deep carry clip for a tiny little lightweight knife. I mean, it has to be good. It's actually tapped in there for lefty. So it looks like as a lefty, we would just have to get somebody to make scales or cut a hole in here, drill a hole in here and flip the clip over. You wouldn't have it seated into the scale, but yeah, it would at least work. And it looks like this clip is made so you can actually seat it deeper if you want. You see how you could actually slide it up? So you could probably seat this up here higher and make it sit even deeper. That's kind of interesting. Cutting, again, haven't really messed with it at all. I don't really need to. I can tell you it's going to be very thin, slicey, and enjoyable. Dead centered. Now the action, or sounds I should say, are very muted, right? 1, it's on washers. 2, it's Techwood. 3, it's a tiny ass knife. You're just not going to get a ton of loud sounds out of it. I would assume the titanium or marble carbon fiber might sound a little better, but the action, like I said, the action is pretty good. I mean, I can actually get it to flick fairly easily once I start handling it. And you just have to go for it. You have to give it a good old flick. Like you can't pussyfoot it. If you pussyfoot it, you're gonna do that, right? You're gonna do that. You gotta just give it the old college try. It seems to be easier right-handed. I don't know why. I'm just holding the knife in a different place and firing it out better. I don't know why that is. Left-handed, I maybe hold knives differently. But if I do it, you know, like that, I can get it. So one thing I will note is that I always feel like it's disengaged. Like I feel like right now it's partially disengaged and should be closing, just because of the angle of the blade. You know, see how you hold it like that and it's sort of flat on the table. It's very interesting. So I'm always like, is it locked? So it's just something I'm learning. But yeah, and then the closing action, again, you can kind of get it to shake down a little bit, and it's just going to get better. I mean, I've had it for 3 days and I've flicked it maybe 50 times, and I just started really flicking it right now. So I'm I'm sure the action will get better, and it's never going to be meant to be a drop shut guillotine knife. It's on washers. It's a freaking 2-inch blade or whatever. So yeah, I really like it. It's the Holey Nerd. People have been wanting this for a long time. I get it. I still really love the company, TRM. Marianne over there is fantastic. I did not get a chance to talk to her at Blade Show. She wasn't there when I went over, so that was sad. But hopefully they do some lefty stuff in the future. But they're kicking ass. USA-made knives for good, solid prices. You're getting good quality EDC blades. And they're just great people, great community. Check out their Facebook group. It's really, really fun. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.